We've got you now. There's no escape. You are ours to toy with now.
Oh, God. Henry.
Good morning, Gordon. Had a bad night, did you?
And what makes you say that?
During the night you were, talking about something. Sleep talks, as in-
Sleep talking is not that uncommon, Edward. Knowing that suggests I've had a bad night.
It doesn't, no. But what you were saying would make one think otherwise.
Only started after what happened last year. Every night, it just gets worse and worse. An engine with nightmares. Now that's not what a really useful engine should have.
Morning, Gordon. Raw time as always. Looks like Wilson shot at that train on the nick of time, huh?
Gord, you made it. This shipment of Joby wood just came all the way from Japan. Need you to take them to Callan. The construction pack needs them to reinforce the bridge that connects Peel Godred to Craig Weir. Is that all understood?
Yes, sir.
You know, Gordon, I'm not sure if I'm the first engine to mention this, but, I really appreciate you doing this to honor Henry. A lot of engines thought you'd give up the day after you made the decision, but here you are, 1 year later. You've always had so much pride in pulling the Express. It just makes me appreciate it even more, you know? As Boko mentioned, today marked the first anniversary since Henry's passing, and life on Sodor had continued as normal. Despite the heavy loss, our engines of Sodor are anything but weak, and Gordon's vow to honor his friend was one of its greatest examples.
Keep up the pace, James. You won't make a good express engine if you keep being tired out like that.
Easier for you to say, bussy boiler! I say, James, did the returning trip almost burst your safety valve? Or are your pistons in need of an oil-up,
Well, if you think you're capable of doing a better job, why hasn't the Fat Controller made you the lone express engine? I'll tell you why. You're more likely to break down than me.
Oh, hysterical, James! All those years of begging our Fat Controller on wanting to pull the express when you can't even keep up with your own schedule! Go ahead, James. Take a lovely long rest. Watch how a professional does it.
Oh, I'll be taking a rest, all right. A rest from all your yapping.
Gordon made a quick stop at Crosby. During his days of pulling the express, he'd always pass the station. During his stops here, he had started to appreciate his surroundings more since his retirement from the express.
Hello, Gordon. Running the Joby Wood special again. I thought it'd be fish today.
I'm pulling the flying kipper later tonight, Thomas. That's when the many kippers are delivered to the harbour. It's always been like that.
Oh, has it? Well, I guess that's just a pattern you'd start to catch 1 year into pulling goods, eh?
Gordon weeped beating at Thomas.
Oi,
He
I
was
was
not
only joking,
appreciating the
come
little
on.
tank engine's chipperness, especially on this particular day.
I've got to go now, Thomas. Next time, don't bother me with this time-wasting chit-chat.
What's up with Grumpy Gears today?
Oi, watch it! I've got right away, you know. Disgrace to the roads. No respect for its safety.
As Thomas delivered his truck to the quarry, he then approached his branch line foreman, Mr. McChan, to receive his next job of the day.
Hello, sir. So, what's my next job?
Oh, well, today's been rather calm. Not a lot needs to be done. Your next job is to shunt the yards and get Mavis's train to Knapford Harbour ready. It's important that she needs to take it, so I'd like you to see and ensure that it has been taken away. Then, I want you to collect the new quarry equipment at Brendam Docks after doing your passenger run.
Right away, sir.
And on that note, Thomas chuffed immediately to work.
Phew! Trucks were behaving today, that's convenient. Now, just to wait for Mavis. Huh. Where could she be? I can't do my next job until I see that Mavis has taken a train. Oh, bother. Guess I'll just have to find her.
So Thomas did just that. He looked all over the branch line on where Mavis could possibly be. At every station, every siding, Thomas could just not find familiar quarries. He looked all over Hockenheim. He then tried to follow McColl's farm, and even went as far down as the dry yard. As he arrived at Ellsbridge, Thomas needed a drink. His wheels and pistons were aching from puffing all afternoon. Toby was nearby and took notice of the exhausted tank engine.
Hello, Thomas. What's gotten you all the way down here now to puff?
I've been looking for Mavis all over the branch line. She's nowhere to be found. It's like she's vanished. Where else could she be? at this time of day.
Mavis, huh? I think I know where she might be.
You do? Oh, please tell me. She needs to take a bloody stone train as soon as possible so I can get back to doing all my other jobs.
If you try looking past Miner's Holt near Wellsworth, I bet you'd have better luck at finding her there.
Miner's Holt? Oh, you don't mean that place, right?
Toby gave his friend a somber look. Without words, Thomas knew what Toby was talking about. Not wanting any further delays, he made his way to Wellsworth.
Oh dear me. I've forgotten how tedious this blasted loop line is.
Are those complaints about the express I'm hearing, Alfred? Or is that your way of expressing joy?
Complaints? Pah! Why would I ever complain about having the most prestigious honor on this railway? In fact, it is so prestigious that your little wooden boxed mind wouldn't be able to comprehend it.
Guess you and James are finally understanding the meaning of buyer's remorse.
I beg your pardon? Are you trying to be smart with me? I will not be lectured by some crate on wheels.
Whoa! Botheration lorries can be. No respect for fellow road vehicles at all.
There you are, Mavis. Oh, been looking all over the branch line for you.
Sorry, Thomas. I should have told you where I would be this afternoon.
Yeah, well, normally I'd say being over here near Miner's Holt would have been the last place I'd imagine you'd be, but... well, it's hard to forget this old place.
It's so hard for me to believe it's been 4 years now. It just feels so weird thinking about it. I guess that's a step better than crying all night, right?
I guess so. It was such a messy time, honestly. I mean, the whole thing shook me so much. Still does whenever I think about it. Killed all the enthusiasm I had when I was invited to go to that railway show on the mainland. You remember that one, right?
Yeah, well, at least you were able to move on, Thomas.
I guess so.
But Thomas was lying to himself. Being reminded of his quarry made him remember what day today was.
I guess that also explains why Gordon was so gloomy today when I tried talking to him.
Oh yeah, today is that day too. God, just stuff like this can really change an engine, you know? And it just becomes normal when all things are said and done. Like, I never see Boko ever come here to pay his respects. It's like he completely forgot about...
Well, I mean, I doubt you... Maybe let's look at it this way. Everyone has their own way of healing. I sometimes wish I could understand how they do it, just so I could better understand them, but...
Sometimes I do too. Sometimes I really do.
Look out ahead! Got your truck, Ben. Should have pushed it harder to make it faster.
Well, aren't you just the best at truck tennis? If only it was Hunt the Truck you were good at instead. Who says I wasn't, other than you? Whoops. Well, now you've done it, Bill. That was the only empty truck in the quarry. Oh, don't cry over spilled coal, Ben. Let's just go find another one.
Now hold it right there, misters. You troublemakers are not playing that silly game again.
Correction, Mavis. Our dear friend. We are technically not able to play that silly game anymore.
Ugh, you both know fully well what I meant. Why do you guys just refuse to do anything useful for this quarry? You should treat it as an honor.
Gee, Ben, would you mind telling me the honor of working with another bossy diesel? I'm not so sure, dear brother. Perhaps it's as honorable as getting to work with a green goblin on wheels and a blue puffball.
Hey, you two. Mind telling me why one of the quarry's trucks derailed over there?
We were playing truck tennis, and Bill over here had a bit too much fun. Was not. Whose idea was it to play truck tennis? Was too.
Well, certainly looked like a mutual agreement. And now that you've had your fun, remind us what your jobs were for today.
I was supposed to shunt a train of quarry stone, and I was supposed to collect a train at Miners Holt.
You were, Ben, but considering Bill got too excited with your little game, how about you clean up his mess and let Bill do your work? That I'm sure will teach you guys what mucking about does to engines.
Fine, Boko!
Oh my god, they can be such a pain in the air intake. How? How do you deal with them so smoothly?
Well, I've been keeping those twins straight in line for over 20 years now. It's a group effort between me, Edward, and Derek. Well, you'll learn a thing or two through experience.
Just working with them for 2 years alone is making me crazy. You really gotta teach me, Boko.
Don't be so hard on yourself. I think you handled them well when Salty first arrived on the railway to work here. Or that time you settled that silly buffer feud, whatever that was. I think what you're really lacking is self-confidence.
Duly noted.
Hey, boy, look out! I think I spotted a little mouse crawling around here. Huh. Now that dodge would be an oversized rodent. Wouldn't you say, Diesel?
Huh. I've seen rodents at the diesel works looking more appealing than him.
And this mouse is here to tell you lots that I'm to pull Ben's fuel train for the quarry equipment. Now do tell me, where is this train?
We haven't shunted it because your troublemaking twin brother isn't supposed to pull it in another hour.
Well, now I'm here to do it. So perhaps make yourselves all a bit more useful and maybe, I don't know, shut the train perhaps?
Maybe we don't want to. Yeah, and that's because we're not appreciating your tone here.
What a joke! I mean, I just can't understand how diesels like you are here on this railway when we already have Mavis, Boko, and many more. You're all the reasons why diesels get such a bad image.
Or maybe it's because this railway only truly cares about steam engines. A lot of your kind would just easily gloss us over.
Sounds like something your old head honcho would spit about. And look what happened to him.
Watch your tongue now, you filthy steamy. You keep Diesel 10 out of that yapping trap of yours.
Or else what?
Or else things might start getting ugly.
Oi now! You lot better not be causing any trouble now. If Bill here is to pull a train, then it's all of your jobs to get it ready for him. Wouldn't want to get our foreman or the Fat Controller involved with this now, would we?
Ah, can it, you rusty old teapot?
Huh. If it makes all of you shut up, fine.
Good on you, Diesel. And Bill, you keep out of trouble too, eh?
Yeah.
Looks like our delivery's got to there early.
Guess that'll make us good headway to start drilling.
You see that, Ben? Maybe take some notes on how to be useful. Oh, spare me, would you?
Oh, goodness. Where's that smoke coming from?
Blimey, I think the coal inside of that truck is catching fire!
What's happening to my truck?
Oh, God! That fuel tanker's going to ignite! Get away, everyone!
What should I do? Hey now, what am I supposed to do?
What's going on with Bill's train? It's smoking! Good God!
Oh, what happened?
Bill's train! Good God, Bill!
No! Bill! Look at you out up there! Do you hear me? Please, please, please!
No, Ben! Stop!
Please, please!
Boko? Boko? Hey, Boko.
Oh, Wilson. Sorry, I didn't realize I had fallen asleep.
That's a bit concerning. Falling asleep out of the blue like that. Wanna take a stop at the diesel works or something?
No, no need, Wilson. I'm fine, really. I'll go ahead and clock in for you. Hi, Mavis. Heard from Wilbur that Thomas was looking for you earlier. Guess he finally found you.
He did, yeah. It took him a while, though. Guess he just didn't want to remember it.
Remember what?
Where the hell do you think I was, Boko? I was at the old quarry, paying my respect to the twins. How could Thomas, let alone you, of all engines, not ever think I'd be over there?
Well, I'm sorry. I just assumed you...
Oh, what? Moved on? Completely forgot about them? For God's sake, that day left me traumatized for weeks. I couldn't sleep at all. And especially after the way you reacted that day. I always thought you cared more about Bill and Ben.
Of course I cared about them. I always have. I miss them more than anything in this world.
Ugh, then why have you just forgotten about them? Diesel, of all engines, had the decency to even pay his respects to them lately. Does this damn harbor mean more to you than them?
That's why I'm here! I'm here because I've never forgotten about them! I've never forgotten about them. Every day, every single day, they never leave my mind. That's how much they meant to me. I'm here in this harbor to be a better engine. Because clearly I wasn't good enough to keep the twins safe, or at the very least, saved Ben.
I'm sorry, Boko. My God, I'm such a mess.
It's alright, Mavis. I guess it's also the fact that it's been a year since the last time I saw Henry leaving this harbor with the Flying Kipper. I just never thought that would be the last time I'd ever see him. Because the Fat Controller is a very busy man, a lot of his managerial work needs to be delegated. Philip Coulson is the Northwestern Railway's Vice Director, and one of his main jobs is to manage the Well Nor'Wester, otherwise known simply as the Express Service.
Alfred is seriously running behind schedule. He was supposed to arrive an hour ago.
Expecting to see Alfred, a steam engine, puff into the station, Phil instead saw Patrick, the Class 40 diesel, whirl into the station with Alfred's coaches.
What the? Where on earth did Alfred go?
Unbelievable. What a useless railway this is. Took this train hours to get us from Cravensgate to Knapford.
Embarrassing, I must say. We had to stop in the middle of the line for several hours to wait for another engine to replace that worthless green one.
A goddamn bus would have been faster than this so-called express service.
Oh no. Oh, what's happened?
You wouldn't believe it if I told you, but during the return trip, Alfred's safety valve bursted after leaving Tidmouth. I had to wait for up to an hour for Patrick to arrive to finish the job.
Oh, this won't do at all. Sir Topham Hatt will not be happy once he hears about this.
How peculiar. Phil, mind telling me why Patrick and not Alfred is pulling the express?
Well, the guard explained that Alfred bursted his safety valve as he left Tidmouth Station, presumably from being overworked.
That's simply not acceptable. Reliability is one of our key mottos with the Northwestern Railway, and Gordon has always been a shining example of it when he used to head the express.
And it seems clear to me that James and Alfred are just not built for this much work. We could try extending the express, as in have our train run from Knapford directly to London. That way we can use Pip and Emma. They've been proven quite useful, haven't they?
I won't deny that Pip and Emma are splendid engines, but we need to think of profit here. The Office of Gas Supply is raising the prices for diesel oil as of recently, and on a journey like that would make it already more costly for us than it already is. Unfortunately, we're already tight on options now. It appears we'll have to come to the realization that there simply is no engine like Gordon within our reach to pull the express. If I hadn't entrusted the heavy goods duty to Hero or Patrick, I'm sure one of them would make great express engines.
Or maybe there is! Sir, if I may correct you on something, I do believe there is an engine like Gordon, and it's preserved as we speak on the mainland.
I say, Phil, that's a splendid idea. I think it might be onto something. I'll have to make some phone calls, though. If all things go to plan, we should have an arrangement done by tomorrow morning.
My buffers! What was that? Did you see who that was, Emily?
Not a clue. He went by me so fast.
Hey, watch it, numbnut! I'm carrying ballast! I wanted to hit my head. Owie! That following morning, the Fat Controller informed his fleet to gather at Knapford Station. Many of the engines are excited to see what they would be waiting for.
Well, we're all here, so what are we waiting for?
Oh, be quiet, Gordon. We didn't all come here to hear you complain.
Oh, we hear you do that every day.
Oh, sod off you two.
Here comes the Fat Controller, everyone.
Good morning, engines. I've gathered you all here today to make an announcement. As of recently, many of our passengers have been making complaints and putting our reliability into question in regards to our express service.
Humph. Wonder whose fault that was.
To answer your question, James, It was a mixture of both yours and Alfred's performances. Phil and I have taken these complaints seriously, and we've decided to invest in a new engine dedicated to pulling the express.
The announcement made the engines excited. They all began to wonder who the Fat Controller managed to acquire.
I wonder who it will be.
Is it gonna be a steam engine?
That's exactly right, Duck. This steam engine is coming all the way from London. It left just last night and should be arriving soon.
That must be him!
That was... I recognize it.
Here he comes.
From a distance, the mighty roar of the engine's pistons and the crank of its valve gears were heard from afar. The engines in Knapford could feel the rails vibrate from this engine's speed. Coming to view is a grand green engine carrying not one, but 2 tenders. To the engines of Sodor's surprise, the engine in front of them was none other than the famous Flying Scotsman.
Engines, I believe you all recognize this marvelous engine right here. As of today, the Flying Scotsman will be joining our fleet as the Express Engine.
Hello! Hello! Engines of Sodor, I am pleased to be back on this island and greatly honored to have the privilege of running the Express.
Buzzling boilers. Scotsman is the perfect engine for the Express.
Oh, well, you know, it may not be the city of Truro or anything, but I won't complain. Though, begging my pardon, Scotsman, I heard your preservation company are quite the sticklers when it comes to your operation, not wanting to risk another repeat of that trip you had over the Atlantic.
I have to admit it. It took some convincing, but I do believe your controller was an excellent negotiator.
Well, we did come to an agreement, as you all can see. As a means of localization, the Railway Board has decided to celebrate this momentous occasion by having the Flying Scotsman haul the first express train from Knapford all the way to London.
London?
Oh, now that's exciting, wouldn't you say, Gordon? When was the last time you pulled the express to London Euston Station? Oh, or was it King's Cross?
Oh, don't get us started on that again, please.
Oh, right. Well, you get what I mean, right, Gordon?
Gordon did not answer Thomas. Instead, it almost looked like he completely ignored the little bleep tank engine. As a matter of fact, to Thomas's surprise, Gordon did not at all seem happy to see his brother again.
Gordon, hello? Don't ignore me, thank you.
What is it, Thomas?
What's gotten you all grumpy so suddenly? You've been acting like this since yesterday.
Oh, I say, Gordon! Goodness, it's been a while. Haven't seen you since the last time I visited Sodor. How has my little brother been?
Will you stop referring to me like that? Do you just keep forgetting that I was the first one to be built?
Come now, I was just joking around. I'm really happy to see you again. And, I'm really sorry about Henry. When I first heard about it, I made it my sincere to my owners that I wanted to visit this railway to pay my respects. But alas...
As it appears you weren't sincere enough. Why am I wasting my time here? I do believe I have a train to take from Tidmouth.
Has Gordon been alright lately?
He was rather gloomy yesterday.
That's because yesterday was the day we lost Henry.
Oh, dear me. I do hope Gordon and I can talk about it before I head off with my first express.
In the meantime, I suggest everyone get back to work. Best do them now if you want to be present for the Flying Scotsman's first express service.
The engines all agreed, and soon enough, the station was emptied. Watch where you're going, you bloody pillock!
That was quite the unusual reciprocation of seeing your brother again, Gordon. What is the matter?
What's the matter? I'll tell you what really is the matter, Edward. Do you know who was the only engine to remember what yesterday was? Boko. Not even the Fat Controller bothered to mention it at all.
Well, you must understand, Gordon, that he's a very busy man, and not to mention that it's completely absurd to assume none of us didn't remember. Henry was also my friend, Gordon. I would never, ever, even years after I'm taken out of service, ever forget about him.
And that certainly shows, embracing Scotsman's arrival and all. If you truly cared about Henry, then you would also find it infuriating that Scotsman had the audacity of becoming Henry's permanent replacement. I will not stand for it!
The world does not stop spinning when someone dies, Gordon. It just doesn't. At least give your brother a chance. I'm sure it's something Henry would want from you.
Later at noon, the grand celebration was held at the big station. Several of the engines who finished their work were gathered there to see the Flying Scotsman off on his first express journey. It was a very important occasion, and many important people were also attending.
Good luck, Scotsman. We're all looking forward to hearing all about your journey once you return.
Not to worry, Percy, my dear little friend. There's a reason why I'm named the Flying Scotsman. I've travelled between Edinburgh and London several times during my prime years. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow morning.
That would be such an honour to hear.
I say, my train is leaving quite soon and I still don't see Gordon anywhere.
Last I saw him, he was taking a train from the ironworks to Barrow earlier this afternoon.
But then he won't make it in time to see me head off. I was hoping to talk to him before leaving.
Looks like Gordon's a no-show.
If only Gordon would just let his brother talk with him.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, engines and staff, thank you all for attending this momentous occasion. In association with Sir William McAlpine and the London and Northeastern Railway Preservation Society, the North Western Railway is proud to inaugurate the Flying Scotsman as the express service's newest engine. I can only wish that everyone who will be following along this journey will have an excellent time. Without further delay, Scotsman, the rail ahead is all yours.
All aboard! The Royal Nor'Wester is about to leave the station! As the Flying Scotsman pulls out of the station, the other engines blew their whistle in unison, cheering for their new express engine. Scotsman's journey across Sodor came on well. It was a smooth trip. But during the journey, Scotsman didn't feel all too happy about it. It was almost as if the excitement Scotsman had for the journey vanished. This was, after all, Gordon's pain, and not being able to see his brother off made the journey feel so pointless for him.
Did you see the Flying Scotsman stop at Wellsworth earlier today?
Oh, I did. What a marvelous sight, I must say. My husband and I even managed to grab some pictures over at the bridge.
Oh, such an improvement from the last two engines that headed that service.
Humph! How insulting! So what? The Flying Scotsman is a famous engine or whatever. I wasn't that bad at pulling the Express.
I'll be the first to admit, James, I'm quite impressed how dedicated you are at finishing the job, in spite of the unfavourable odds. I personally think you performed the best between you and Alfred.
Save your pep talk, Edward. Sure, I would always be behind schedule and everything, but that doesn't mean I was completely incapable of running the Express.
You're going to have to come to the realization that you and Alfred are simply not built to run the Express service. I should know, after all. If you're still complaining, despite still being useful for the railway, then that, I might say, is what we call a first world problem.
Whatever! Oh, iron.
Oh, James, my dear, before we leave, we have to fill up on some coal.
But there's no hopper here at Wellsworth.
Fret not, sweetheart, we'll just have to take some coal from the depot. At least enough to get us to Crunk.
Fine. Hey, Rosie, you done loading that depot up?
We're just finishing up, James. You know, the Yardmaster said this batch of coal was in shipment for several weeks. Apparently it was stuck at Cardiff for whatever reason, before it would be shipped to...
Yeah, that sounds all very weird and interesting. But I got a passenger train to pull, Rosie. So chop, will you?
Don't be so rude about it.
As James's fireman loaded the coal into his tender, then he noticed something strange about the content. Well, lucky we are here. What you got there, Johnny, old darling? This here? Welsh coal.
Welsh coal?
Oh, shouldn't be here. The Coal Corporation is very strict about this kind of coal. Any railway must have special permissions to have these depots and hoppers for engines with troublesome purposes. I can't think of any other engine on this railway other than Henry who needed this kind of coal, and that was decades ago. So what is it doing here of all places?
Beats me. Who cares anyway? Let's just get on with it. Staying on schedule for this passenger train is something I can at least do.
Despite the odd circumstances, James's fireman shoveled in a full load of Welsh coal, causing the fire inside of James to make his fire buttons tingle.
Oh yeah, now that's what I'm talking about! I'll get this train done in no time! So long confusion and delay, and so long nagging passengers!
Hey, we're back from Wellsworth. And we got some stuff to complain about. That complaint better be a report. Otherwise, we ain't interested. Y'all can just beat it then. Yeah, that coal delivery made us at the depot at Wellsworth Yard, just like Captain Sudrin predicted. One of those engines, the big red eyesore or whatever, took it. And from what it looked like, he was enjoying it. So, care to tell us why we're giving these engines good coal? It means, Broken, that everything's going according to plan. Now this will make Captain Sudrin happy. If we can keep up the pace, Phase 2 just might be executed as early as this week. Could you tell us we're feeding these engines like you're just cold blazing all this? In due time, you'll see. Now tell us, has your brother found his way to kill Dane yet? Yeah, he found his way there eventually. Just arrived earlier today. What's his job gonna be? All there is to say is that the captain's plan is all timed and ready in the smallest detail. Yep, and from what it sounds like, James taking that Welsh coal without question means there'll be no failures in this plan. So, let us get this straight. Our whole year planning relies on a steam engine getting dosed up by some funky coal or something? Captain Sudrin's plans are not built on conveniences or chances. His plans just work because if there's anyone who knows the most about how this railway works, that would be none other than our old captain. Alright, whatever. We get your point. We'll get out of here. Yeah, I can't take any more of this unctuous talk. One other thing we'd like to know. What's that? By any chance, did you happen to see a black diesel shiner like us while y'all were cruising around the island? Let's say we have. What do we get out of it? Forget about it. Doesn't concern either of you. Whatever. Been a while since we've been on this island. You know what I smell, Splatter? How would that be? I smell retribution. For us and for our old boss. Oh, there will be retribution, brother. There will be.